These are the next verses in Philippians, following on from the ones that we looked at last time. And this is what Paul says in Philippians chapter 1 and verses 3, 4 and 5. I give thanks to my God for every remembrance of you, always praying with joy for you in my every prayer, because of your partnership in the gospel from the first day until now. We don't often have to work hard to remember the folk in our church, because we see each other every week, but that isn't really the case at the moment, is it? We're experiencing something of what Paul experienced on a regular basis. So Paul travelled around the Mediterranean from place to place. He never stayed in any one place for that long before he moved on to the next one, because he needed to tell people about Jesus where they hadn't heard of him yet. Philippi was a place he'd been to quite a few years earlier, as he writes here. But he works hard to remember the people in that church in Philippi. He brings them to mind as he's there under house arrest, so that he can pray for them. But funnily enough, the first thing he does as he begins to talk to God about these Christians isn't to ask for things for them. It's to say thank you. To say thank you for them. I give thanks to my God for every remembrance of you. And as he does so, that brings him joy. That's an encouragement to us, I think. As we can't see each other at the moment in the way we'd love to, we can't gather together. We can maybe see a familiar face over a video, hear a familiar voice down the phone, perhaps even see someone over the garden wall every now and again. It's not the same, is it? But that doesn't mean that our joy needs to be stolen away when it comes to our relationships with one another. We can still give thanks for one another. Open the list that hopefully you have of people in our church. Go through that list. Think of things to be thankful for about each person there. There'll be things that you think, oh, that person spawned me up before. Well, Paul will get to things like that later in his letter, but for now all he wants to do is give thanks with joy for every remembrance of these people, because they're partners with him in the gospel. They've worked hard with him to make Jesus known. So, as you remember other folk in church, be thankful, with joy, and think about how they're fellow workers with you for Christ and for making him known. It'll cheer you up. It'll do you good. It'll help you to pray more effectively as you give thanks first for your fellow believers.